What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Metal Era channel, and today, Faster Payments joins Metal Blockchain. Metal Blockchain joins Faster Payments to advance blockchain-driven faster payments and stablecoin innovation. Joining the U.S. Faster Payments Council is a key step in our mission to bring the transformative benefits of blockchain technology to faster payments, said Donald Burke, COO of Metallicus. We're working closely with our banking partners and fintech collaborators to explore innovative solutions such as stablecoin insurance that can enhance security, speed, and efficiency across the payment ecosystem. We are thrilled to welcome Metal Blockchain to the U.S. Faster Payments Council, said FPC CEO, Executive Director of the FPC. Metal Blockchain brings valuable expertise and innovation to the table, and we are excited to collaborate with them as we continue shaping the future of faster payments in the United States. But what is Faster Payments? The Faster Payments Council, FPC, is an industry-led membership organization whose vision is a world-class payment system where Americans can safely and securely pay anyone, anywhere, at any time, with near immediate funds available. By design, the FPC encourages a diverse range of perspectives and is open to all stakeholders in the U.S. payment system. Guided by principles of fairness, inclusiveness, flexibility, and transparency, the FPC uses collaborative, problem-solving approaches to resolve the issues that are inhibiting broad, faster payments adoption in this country. What is a faster payment? Compared to traditional retail payments, faster payments have a number of distinguishing characteristics, including speed and continuous service availability. The Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures of the Bank of International Settlements defines fast payments as payments in which the transmission of the payment message and the availability of the final funds to the payee occur in real time or near real time, and on a near to a 24-hour and 7-day basis as possible. Now, let's hear more about faster payments from the Executive Director, Reed Luhtanen.
I'm Adam Willems, lead reporter at the Financial Revolutionist.
I'm Reed Luhtanen, Executive Director of the U.S. Faster Payments Council.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited.
Of course. I'm wondering first if you could just describe what the Faster Payments Council does.
Sure, of course. So we're an association, but we're a little bit unique in that we bring together all the different segments of the payments ecosystem. So financial institutions, technology companies, payment networks, corporates, merchants, even consumer groups. So we want to convene those folks to have what we think are the most important conversations around payments modernization, right? So moving the U.S. towards safe, easy to use, ubiquitous, faster payments is kind of what our core mission is.
Right. I'd be interested to hear what that sort of means mechanically. You know, sure, you're convening these different groups together. Are you developing products together? Is it best practices?
Mm-hmm.
How do these seemingly disparate groups actually functionally work together?
Right. That was one of the things that we kind of wondered when we were putting this together, right?
Sure.
We've got all these different folks who maybe in all facets of payments don't necessarily see eye to eye on everything. But what we do is we want to put them into work groups where they're focused on things like how do we grow the reach of FedNow and RTP? How do we create those experiences that are necessary for different use cases? And then how do we build trust in those networks? So we found that we have 10 work groups going on right now. And that's kind of where the core activity happens is
Sure.
like putting pen to paper and saying, here's some best practices that diverse set of stakeholders has agreed on, or here are some guidelines, or here's some just information on why faster payments are going to matter, what's happening in other markets, things like that can help people who are maybe on the fence understand why it's going to be important to them and how they can move forward.
Sure. So the best practices really are for other banks and fintechs, I imagine, and payments providers.
Predominantly, yeah.
Okay. And they aren't necessarily binding best practices either. So I'm curious, when there are disagreements in these working groups, what that actually means in terms of outcome.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, disagreement is where progress is made, right?
Sure.
So, like, if you're not having those conversations at all, if you're having conversations where everybody's agreeing with each other, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Right. So, we have a process where everything is consensus driven, right? So, work groups are populated by whoever in our membership wants to be part of it. We make sure that there's a diverse set of views there, so that they're having those robust conversations and getting a good cross section of the payments ecosystem. And then, of course, we have an approval process that goes through what we call our operations committee, which has at least one member from every segment, and then our board, which is divided equally among the different segments of membership.
Sure, very interesting. So, FedNow came out relatively recently. Real-time payments have also, they're less recent, but still a fairly nascent technology. I'm curious how the sort of public introduction of those frameworks have affected your work.
Yeah, well, obviously it's made it a lot easier, right? Now we have like real things to talk about, right? So RTP, the launch of RTP almost coincided with the launch of the FPC, so that's been around the whole time. But I think the Fed launching FedNow last summer really sort of reinvigorated interest, and it's sort of like shown a new light on this space, and it's really, like, I'd say, ramped up the interest and activity of work groups and frankly of being able to find as many meetings as I wanted at an event like this, right? Because everybody wants to know, like, what's going on, well, how can we get involved, what's it going to mean to me, why do I need to understand it? So but I'd say we're also working really hard to try to translate that into real world activity, right? So that's having two networks in production actually moving money is huge.
Right. So to take your rhetorical question and turn it into an actual question, what is going on and how can people get involved?
Oh, man. So I'd say what's going on there, it depends on where you are in your journey, right? So if you're an early adopter of this, if you're sort of a leader and you maybe were one of the banks that helped build the RTP network, then what's next for you is how do you help build out the reach of that network to try to expand where you can send those transactions and who can send to you. If you're maybe not of that ilk, maybe you're sort of like not yet decided how you're going to do this, who you're going to do it with. I think getting educated, figuring out how you build out a strategy is going to be critical for you in the next 18 months, right? Because this is going to be the way people move money in the future. So, obviously, selfishly, I would say the way to do that is get involved with the FPC.
Right.
Obviously, we'd love anybody who's listening to become a member, but beyond that, we have a ton of resources on our website, fasterpaymentscouncil.org, freely available to anybody who wants to see them and use them and read them.
Okay. Are there other places where you think people should be obtaining educational resources?
No.
Right.
No, kidding.
Solve monopoly.
Yeah, that's information. No, I'd say Fed Payments Improvement is a great site.
Okay.
The Clearinghouse RTP website has tons of great information on those products. Those would be the two stops that I would make.
Great. Okay, I have two questions left.
Okay.
One is, what do you see for the Faster Payments Council in the next year?
I think for us, it's going to be about continuing to grow our membership base and continuing to help get the word out at as many events like this as we can. And so I'm spending a lot of time on the road, a lot of time at different conferences, on stage, helping to educate financial institutions, corporates, and others about why this matters to them.
That's cool. Last question is whether there are any questions I haven't asked that you feel like I should have.
No, you're just really good at your job. I think you nailed it.
Aha. How flattering. Thank you. All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you, and thanks for taking the time.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, guys. What do you think about Faster Payments joining Metal Blockchain? Do you think this will enhance Metal Blockchain? Do you think this will be advantageous for the crypto industry as a whole? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.